Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz and today we are playing Izzet Abjure. This is a deck created by MTG Engineer on YouTube and they are supporting me here with deck donation, showing everybody their sweet brew. So this deck looks to leverage the 1-mana counterspell of Abjure by playing a lot of blue permanents. We have hard evidence to make a blue permanent, as well as Cryogen Relic, Omen of the Sea, and then of course, Murmuring Mystic. Murmuring Mystic spits out birds when you play all your instants and sorceries, and we have a lot of those. We're playing Lightning Bolt and Skred for removal, Breath Weapon to sweep, and Behold the Multiverse as a draw spell, along with the 4 Lorien Revealed that are sort of part of the mana base as well. The other tech pieces, we have Omen of the Sea instead of like a Preordain, because we can hold up mana and then on our opponent's end step cast our Preordain type effect and get a scry 2 draw. We can sacrifice it to the Abjure, we can sacrifice it by itself. We have Relic and Campfire in the main deck. That'll be pretty interesting. In the sideboard, 4 Pyros and 3 Hydros, 3 Annuls, 1 Relic, 1 Campfire, and 1 Cast into the Fire. All right, let's see if we can win some games and take down the league with straight up blue-red control. This is Izzet Abjure, and I will see you there. This video is brought to you by Card Market, Europe's largest TCG marketplace. Unplugged Gaming in Manlius, New York is having their first ever Pauper 1K. This is a $30 entry that starts at 1 p.m. on August 15th. 70% of the entries will go straight to prizes up to a 64-player cap. Just outside of Syracuse, New York, this event is going to be sweet. We're here in round 1 on the draw versus Natazan79. I should note that this pilot, MTG Engineer, has a sideboard guide for you if you want to go ahead and contact them and purchase it from them. They've let me take a look so I can use that and be better off during the video. Okay, our opponent is here, hopefully. We will keep. We'll play Volatile Fjord turn 1. They're on Mountain and Clockwork, so the Breath Weapon is going to be pretty good. We play the Fjord. It looks like turn 2 we are going to play Hard Evidence and then cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island. I want to have a blocker. They play a Tomb Raider and a Voldaren Epicure. I mean, Hard Evidence is about the same as just playing a blocker, right? It's interesting. Skred can take out the Tomb Raider. I think I just Hard Evidence. They go Rally at the Hornburg. So this is a Bushwhacker strategy. We can just block and then go to the next end step. We'll go to 11. I'll cycle for an island. This gives me Breath Weapon. Play the island. We do have to stay out of range. So I guess I'm hoping to hold up Abjure for maybe like some sort of lethal burn. They're going to get in and I will Breath Weapon. Blue-red Breath Weapon is a very bad matchup for their go wide red deck. They find and end the festivities off the top, which can take out my crab. They choose to play Reckless Impulse, finding double Bushwhacker. I don't even know what I want to do. I play the Fjord, play Hard Evidence, pass the turn. We don't have anything we really need to do right now. I think the Skred is probably one of the worst cards in the hand. We have to figure out a way to win now. They play out a Bushwhacker and play out a Bushwhacker, which is fine. I think I'm just going to play this Omen of the Sea. Counterspell Skred. I guess that's fine. Top. Maybe I don't want the Skred. Just go to my turn and pass it over. We've got clues to crack. I could have brainstormed looking for a land. And the festivities is now in exile forever. And the best target use of my Abjure is to sacrifice it with the Omen of the Sea, I think. So if they're going to Burning Tree, I'll just counterspell, sacrifice the Omen of the Sea, and then draw a card, drawing a counterspell. Maybe that was the right time to brainstorm. Play a Volatile Fjord out and pass it over. We pay 2 mana for a Reckless Impulse. We'll counterspell. Okay, let's crack that clue and draw a card. More cards in hand. We have a lot of removal spells. I think this makes sense to be a time when I brainstorm and just get rid of the 2 Skreds. Or do I want to get rid of Skred land? Let's put the 2 Skreds on top. I probably don't need that land. Get rid of the land. Lay out the island. I will fetch an island and send it over. And next turn, I just play the Murmuring Mystic. And the only thing I'm going to counterspell is card advantage at this point. They play out a Clockwork. So this can give them 1 damage. But it's only this turn, so I think we're okay. I could bolt it, or I could bolt one of the Just going to skred a Bushwhacker. I want to continue taking 0 damage. Block and block. My turn. We'll play the Murmuring Mystic. And now I have Counterspell plus Bolt, skred. They're going to Lightning Bolt. Okay. I go to 8. So that is the fear, right? They might have lethal burn. Play Rally at the Hornburg. I'm going to Counterspell. I guess I don't have to. I don't have to Counterspell. Because I can just kill a creature and then kill another creature on blocks. So Bolt will block, block, and block. Now I'm going to hold the island in hand for potential brainstorm later. I want to prioritize using Counterspell over the Abjure. Tomb Raider is fine. They play another Rally. Okay. They're getting in. We will skred the Tomb Raider. Pew! And then block. We do not want to kill the Clockwork, but I'll kill everything else. Well, I guess I'm not killing the other human soldier token. Okay, we have more counterspells. Attack. They have 1 card in hand, now 2 cards in hand. I think I have the top decks handled. I don't want them to resolve an experimental synthesizer. That's going to be an easy counterspell. What? You go Galvanic Blast. I will Abjure, sacrificing a bird. I want to maintain my life total, and they concede. What coming up in 2 turns, it would have been Lorien Reveal to refill. That would have been pretty nice. So Campfire is good. Relic, not so good. Oh, I got to check the sideboard guide, of course. Okay, sideboard-wise, we are going to be cutting on 2 Behold, 4 Abjure, 1 Omen, and 1 Relic, and bringing in Hydroblast, which makes sense. Campfire, we want to gain life. Cast into the Fire is a sweeper, or can exile one of their artifacts, and then the deck designer is chosen to use a null, and that is to counterspell their Clockwork or their synthesizer. I can see it. So this should be still favored. Let's see. They're going to be bringing in Pyroblasts. Okay, we have a no lander, so that's an easy mulligan. This deck is playing 18 regular lands and then 4 Loriens. Okay, we find lands. What should I do? Just go land hard evidence? Turn to Campfire? This seems like a keep. We'll get rid of an Omen of the Sea. They play out a Tomb Raider. So we will slap down a blocker. They'd have to use a Pyroblast to get through it, or a Bolt or something, and all of those being used on my crab instead is great for me. It looks like they have Burning Tree into maybe a Rally. But next turn we have Hard Evidence plus Campfire. So we're taking 3. The Lorien Revealed. We'll play the Landscape, play the Campfire, play another crab. They bolt. They'll get in. An additional 3 damage. Alright. And then they have another bolt effect. Okay. So that's a lot of their damage spells. Interesting. Well, I think I will cycle for an island. We're at 14. If they Bushwhacker, it's 2, 4, 6. We'd have to take an island. And then just cast this Omen of the Sea. I don't think either of these are where I want to be. I want to find some lands. Okay, we found Hard Evidence. One plays out a land. Next turn I can Hard Evidence and do the Campfire thing. Alright, let's brainstorm. Looking for lands. We found a land, so let's put the Mystics back. Play the Fjord. Play the Hard Evidence. And we want to activate the Campfire before they actually get in for damage, I think. They have the Bushwhacker now. So let's gain 2 life and then see where we're at. If I block just here, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt. I don't think I have any other choice. Okay. Mystic. We can... Got the Mystics, we're on top of the deck. That's not great. Well, I have to gain life. Let's crack the Landscape. I think I'm dead, actually. 4. Alright. Grab Island. Play Cryogen Relic. So I needed... Alright, we'll concede. Okay. I should have, like... So I think that we don't need so many Murmuring Mystics to win the game. And I'm not a big fan of the annul specifically. That didn't seem like it would be very good. But I feel like... where did everything go wrong? It's not having the Hydroblast in hand, I suppose. I'm going to bring back in Omen of the Sea and bring in an Abjure. Just as more... I feel like I want the counterspells. And I want them to be low to the ground. I'm actually going to cut a second Omen of the Sea for another... The balance is going to be hard. We have 4... We have a lot less of those now. I might get stuck on Abjure if I don't do it. I'm still going to bring it in. We're going to try going rogue and not listening to the sideboard guide. Okay. Keep. All right. Maybe this is a bad keep, but I have multiple removal spells. Every single turn, if they go one creature, I have a removal spell. And I have a removal spell for their go wide. Play a mountain, Tomb Raider. I'll play land, kill your Tomb Raider. We drew the breath weapon. Maybe the reason I won the first game was just having the breath weapon. Opponent has a burning tree and the rally. Second burning tree. Oh boy. So they're getting in for 6. We'll play land and pass. One thing that they could have here is a raise. So we don't want to like just yield, because if they raise my land, I won't be able to cast the breath weapon. They play a Tomb Raider. I'm going to try Brainstorm here. Don't think I want both the Cast and the Fires. What happens if they're going to Red Blast? I think I will respond and counterspell the Red Blast. Okay, put back the 2 Cast and the Fires. We'll play land, play Hard Evidence. If they play like a Reckless Impulse, I'll counter it with the Sacrifice effect. Okay, Chain Lightning. I'm not going to respond. We're going to draw 2 Cast and the Fires here. Abjure looking pretty mid, and that's why we took it out previously. I will pass. We play a mountain. They have 2 cards in hand, so they're sitting on lethal burn, it looks like. Or maybe they're trying not to play into a sweeper. Maybe they have pyros. Let's play land and pass. They play another land. I mean, I could kill the Tomb Raider. We'll deal it 1 damage, and then we'll deal it 1 damage. Okay, Tomb Raider's dead. I wasted 2 cards on it. Hydro Blast would be great. We have a Lorien revealed. I'm going to play Murmuring Mystic so that they probably use the pyro that's in their hand, and then I can untap and Lorien. We have campfires in the deck. They just concede. Ooh, we got away with 1. I'll see you in round 2. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. All right, round 2, we're on the draw. We don't have any fast removal. I can cycle into playing Cryogen on turn 2, and then I'll have Campfire plus Abjure. I think this is sketchy. My opponent has a burn avatar. I'm going to mulligan. Should I mulligan? I think we're going to have to keep for science. I don't know what they're up to. Plains. Novice Inspector. Okay, so they're a little bit slower than a classic burn deck. We have a skred. Just going to island cycle immediately. Then on turn 2, I'll play the Cryogen Relic. And then after that, I can have Abjure plus skred a creature. We are trying not to get got by Leonardo. They get in for 1. Are they going to flip a Leo? They do flip the Leo. Well, we don't have the ability to deal with that. We're going to take 1 damage. They play Novice Inspector. Play land. Play out the Cryogen. We draw Counterspell. Being on the draw is pretty tough here. They play a Rafine's Informant. So I still need to skred the Leonardo, but the Rafine's Informant is sketchy. They play a Thraben Inspector. They get in for 5. Okay, I have another land. So I can go play a land, skred the Leonardo. They flash back the Prismatic Strands. They don't flash back the Prismatic Strands. Okay, I'm going to play the Campfire then. They have 2 cards in hand. They crack a clue. We're going to get in for 5. I can basically, guess I'm taking the 5, and then I will tap the Campfire. I go to 9. So opponent has played Spider-Man Webslinger, which is now on the platform instead of Darval, and I can use Abjure to counterspell it, cracking the Cryogen Relic. We both get a bit of a 2-for-1. And then on their next turn, they're going to play out their Rafine's Informant. I'm going to have to counterspell that. We have a Lorien revealed. So I can either foretell to behold the... No, I cannot foretell to behold the multiverse. I'll play the Perilous Landscape out and pass. We're going to counterspell 4 mana. Counterspell their Battle Screech. And then crack for an island. And then cycle this Lorien for another island, and it gets in for 2. I'm feeling like my life total is not very high. Let's foretell to behold the multiverse, and then play a land, pass the turn, representing a counterspell that I don't actually have. But on the next turn, I can... Okay, they crack a clue. The next turn, I can like play Mystic and then play the beholded spell. They're getting in instead of leaving their creatures up to be able to tap for the Battle Screech. They have another Darval. They have a Novice Inspector. I'm at 5 life. I'm going to gain life. Then cast the Behold. Brainstorm Mystic. I think I top both of these. We'll go land, or play the Murmuring Mystic. I'm going to Brainstorm. We'll put back, I like these Harbor Evidences on top. I'm going to put back the Behold and the Mystic. All right, let's see what my opponent does. I feel like I want to try to skred their creature, but maybe not. Like if they flash back their strands, let's see what they do. They're going to attack. Attacks with everything. So in that case, what? You can't do it right now. What is this 2 mana? Raven Charm. I will skred a creature. That worked out great for me actually, because now they can't kill my Mystic. And then my birds are going to eat the Thraben Inspector. Block, block. Go to 6 life. I'm very surprised I'm alive here, but I will take it. They play Raffine's Informant. So on my turn, I'm going to go Mystic, Hard Evidence, Hard Evidence. Murmuring Mystic. Play Hard Evidence, make 2 birds. Now we're doing it. We'll make 2 more birds and play my land. I have no cards in hand, so I'm just going to gain life for F6 value. No attacks. When it plays a Novice Inspector, 2 cards in hand. We have a skred on top of our library. They're going to Skyfisher and pick up a card. Picks up a Thraben. They crack a clue. I think it makes sense to play the Behold and try to find a counterspell. Because I don't think I'm losing if the Mystics stay on the table. I don't want the Breath Weapon. I'll top the counterspell. I find Hard Evidence. So I'm just going to pass. Gotta get rid of the upkeep stop. That's probably annoying for my opponent. They play a Lunarch Veteran. Okay, this is gonna be a long game, I suppose. Novice Inspector. They still have 3 mana available. Phase 2 for Skyfisher. Do I want to counterspell the Skyfisher or just draw a card? You can have the Skyfisher. They pick up a land. Okay, so, and then they crack a clue. Interesting. They could have picked up the Novice Inspector and banked more clues for later. Battle Screech is fine. Let's crack a clue. Find a Lightning Bolt. Let's gain some life. They gain some life. They're at 24. But I think I'm crawling back into this game with my crabs. All right, crab. And I actually can just crack the clue here. Clue. And he found another Mystic. Let's pass it over. One has planes. Cracks a clue. Lunarch Veteran. Oh, geez. I mean, I could kill the other Lunarch Veteran. They are going to be gaining a lot of life. They are deciding to attack. Okay. Well, I will, I suppose, Lightning Bolt. I can Lightning Bolt the Lunarch Veteran so they can't flashback strands. Hit the Lunarch Veteran with a Lightning Bolt. I'm a little bit worried that they are going to have strands plus the pump spell. They strands. I'm going to counterspell. Sacrificing a crab. Make some birds. Lunarch is dead. We're going to try to kill as many of these creatures as possible. Block and block on the 3/2. Okay, everything has been blocked such that it will die. They can't strands and they can't pump their team because I have counterspell. Pew pew! Make more birds. And we win the game. Let's find out what the sideboard guide says. So they have suggested that we cut the Behold the Multiverse for Relic and 2 Cast into the Fires and cutting a Brainstorm. So I'm not sure how I feel about this because I would think that you want to keep your card advantage, but we're going to run it and submit. We have lots of removal. It'd be great if we had more sweepers. We have pretty nice Abjure setup. Let's keep. When it goes for a Thraben Inspector turn 1, we're going to go Fjord into Cryogen. We found our Relic. So Relic is there probably to stop them from having the strands, I would guess. But the strands didn't matter that much. They get in for 1. I'm at 19. Skyfisher picks up the Thraben Inspector. The Skyfisher lives through the Breath Weapon. Oh, now we have a skred. Play the Cryogen Relic. I'm probably going to aggressively Abjure anything where I can trade up. They have 3 mana now. Plays out a Raffine's Informant. Discarding Battle Screech. Plays Thraben Inspector. Are they going to flashback to Battle Screech here? Oh boy. Sorry about that. So they invested a lot of cards, a lot of material, and it is gone. Pew. They still have their Skyfisher. They play Idyllic Grange. The Skyfisher increases in size. 2 mana. They play a Raffine's Informant. I need a I need another land if I want to be able to kill the Skyfisher. I get in for 3. I also want to play this Mystic at some point. There's a land. Let's just sacrifice for an island and immediately skred, killing the Skyfisher. I suppose I can play the Relic here since I'm going to Abjure if I'm going to counterspell something. We'll make them exile a card. Relic can also hit the Battle Screeches. They draw. They're paying a lot of mana, so I will Abjure that and sacrifice a Cryogen Relic. And now we get to Relic that away, which is pretty nice. Okay, I can agree with that. I'm seeing the vision here. Or, hear me out. I don't have to tap this. I just have to, let's exile. I've got the breath weapon, so do I even, I'm not sure that the Battle Screech matters at the moment. Lay out a Cryogen Relic. We'll draw another card. And I have Island, so I can hold up Counterspell plus the Relic if it seems like they're going to be able to use it. Plays with Raven Inspector. That has an ETB. They crack the clue. They go for attacks. Let's just sweep the table. And it seems like I probably do want to crack the Relic. They draw a card. Although cracking the Relic is not good for me either, huh? Let's play Murmuring Mystic. Start taking over the game, maybe. If I crack the Relic, I can't loop the breath weapons back into my deck. We play Novice Inspector. Cracks the clue. Okay, they're not attacking. I will exile a card. In 5 turns, I'll have their graveyard cleared from just the 1 Relic. Play Hard Evidence, that's nice. We get a crab, we get a Mystic token, and we will draw a card. Cryogen Relic. Let's play this Fjord out. I do think I should probably save some cards for Brainstorm, but so far, having lands in play has been pretty good. I don't know how many lands in play I would really want. Okay, Rafine's Informant. I have that pretty covered on blocks. They discard Prismatic Strands. So they might play a creature, and then if it has no ETB, I would have to crack the Relic. But if it does have an ETB, like this Core Skyfisher, I'll turn off my auto yields. I'll let that resolve, and then I will crack the Relic. I didn't really need to do that, did I? Whatever. Crack the Relic. This is just a fancy way of them not being able to use the Battle Screech. Which is not, I guess, that necessary, right? Not that good. Play Novice Inspector. All right. We drew a mountain. Play a Cryogen. We draw. Hard Evidence. Nice. Play the Hard Evidence. We get another bird. I'll play land. Crack the clue. Another Counterspell. One goes for Thraben Charm. They might have double Thraben Charm. I'll try Counterspell. If they do have double Thraben Charm, they got me because I was greedy and cracked my clue. Journey to Nowhere. Well played. Okay. So I'm going... Okay, they're not blocking. They're not attacking. That's fine. I guess I will pass it over. Now we want to crack the Relic to tap down one of their creatures. I think I would double block the Rafine's Informant because it has the most power, but the Mystic can block it infinitely at some point. So the other option is to triple block the Skyfisher. What's 3 mana for here? Cracking a clue. Plays Lunarch Veteran. Okay. Suppose I will just counterspell the Skyfisher. Alright. Are you attacking or not? They choose not to attack. They choose to attack. So let's triple block here. They'll lose their Skyfisher. And we can stun the Rafine's Informant. Journey to Nowhere is the worst effect they could have had for using a removal spell on my creature because of the campfire that I have in my deck. Draw a Cast into the Fire. Okay. There's a Mystic, but they have another removal spell. Bad news. Let's crack another Cryogen on their creature. I'll play the Murmuring Mystic. I think I'm just going to attack. Maybe it makes sense to play my land out at this point. And this is where I would really have liked to have the hold Multiverse over the Relic potentially. When it not attacking, I will attack with my bird. They're at 18. They have 4 cards in hand. Okay, we find the campfire. That's good. A Brainstorm would be amazing right now. They're getting in. All right. I'm going to block, and block. They use the Guardian's Pledge. I will attempt to skred their Rafine's Informant. They use the Prismatic Strands. I'm going to cast into the fire, deal 1, but that's not going to matter that much. They'll lose their Lunarch for the turn. I'll get to keep my crab, which will be able to block the Novice Inspector on the next turn. Prismatic Strands resolves. I'll lose my bird and my crab, and then gain some life. Lorien Revealed would be an epic draw off the top. Find a skred. Let's just go ahead and get rid of your Fiend's Informant. And I'll attack in for 4. Or 3. Raven Inspector for the opponent. Okay. I'll block with my crab. I guess they can use their Spider-Man to pick up the Novice Inspector because it picks up a tapped creature. They're going to cast it within web. Yep. And then they get to recast their Novice Inspector. I'll gain a life. 2 life. Draw. Not good. Sending it over. They crack the clue. Plays land number 7. Holy Light. Okay. That's not good. Yeah, I lose some birds. My crab is now a 1-2, a negative 1-2. And I will just block the Raven Inspector with the crab and take 4. Because if they have Guardian's Pledge, it kills my Murmuring Mystic. We take 4. They put the Phantom back on the table. 2 cards in hand. I gain 2 life. Okay, Omen of the Sea. Finally something to do. We can scry 4 if we sacrifice it right now. I'm gonna sacrifice it. Scry 2. Well, the Bolt's not very good right now. I'd rather have a big card draw spell than this Omen. I'm going to bottom. Okay, Counterspell Hard Evidence. So I will top both of these. Draw the Counterspell. Let's play this Fjord out. And then gain a life. And send it over. Next turn, we get a crab, a bird, and a card. For the low cost of 3 mana. Uh-oh. Okay, they drew with a clue. This Counterspell is specifically to stop me from dying or the Mystic from dying. In that order. Okay, they're getting in. We'll make some blocks. Sorry, blocking the Web Slinger. We're at 13. When it is in danger of timing out, they go for that Raven Charm. Oops. Counterspell. Okay. Play the crab. We'll draw a card. Opponent uses their Holy Light. Kills my birds. We'll play Omen of the Sea. Okay. I will bottom the skred, top the Brainstorm. I only have 1 card to put back here with the Mountain. Okay, we'll put back Mountain and put back Perilous Landscape. And then play the Hard Evidence and send it over. We have Abjure to sacrifice something. We can also crack the clue, but we don't want the Mountain that's on the top. So we're going to go land, fetch, cast Lorien on the next turn. Opponent getting in. Block, block. Okay, I'm making blocks. Lunarch is gone forever. We'll gain a life, or 2 life. Back to 15. I'm going to be the aggro now. Landscape, fetch. We grab the island, cast Lorien. Draw, make a bird. Here's 3 cards, I like it. Okay, we have Cast in the Fire, which isn't that great right now. So, can just try this clue, see if I can get anything. Omen of the Sea. I'll attack in, leave the Mystic back. Next turn, draw 3 again, draw 3 again. I like it. I think we have turned the corner, although it took a long time. Opponent declines to attack. No, they're going to do something. Plays Leonardo. I don't care. I could have counterspelled. Let's gain life. Draw. Ooch. Play Murmuring Mystic. Draw with Lorien Revealed. We have the Abjure. Although I guess we kind of have to keep our graveyard safe. We have another Abjure. Land. Get in for 2. Opponent's turn. We win the match. We're 2-0, and I will see you in round 3. All right, we're here in round 3 versus Giorgio combo. I'm going to keep. Don't know what he's doing. The thing is, they're going to play... they're on Storm. It's going to be tough. We have to probably try and skred their first creature. I don't know if skred is going to be enough to win the game. Interesting. I'll play the Fjord and pass the turn. They don't have a second land here. I wonder if I should just cycle for an island. I'd love to have the Lorien Revealed as a draw spell, but I don't... Yeah, I probably should just cycle for an island because we don't have time. We're looking for removal and counters. They Manamorphose. That is a sign of desperation here because they have no land. They're looking for another land. Trying to find a... Okay, they use a Desperate Ritual. Seething Song. Manamorphose to make multiple colors. Probably green. Then they'll play a Narcomancer. They go for a Thornscape. So as soon as we get priority, we skred this creature. Goes for another Thornscape. We'll skred. So they could cast Desperate Ritual, but no longer cast a Seething Song. Manamorphose is something they could cast. Thornscape on the table. Plays a land. And I found a Lightning Bolt off the top, so we'll take that thing out. We will play this Landscape. Pass the turn. They play a mountain. They've lost 2 reducers. Let's cast our Omen of the Sea, looking for an Abjure. We have to find Abjure and Counterspell. I'm going to top both, and then I will cycle the Lorien Revealed, grabbing an island. It should be pretty locked up here. I have multiple counterspells. They're passing. We'll cast Omen of the Sea. I will, I guess, top both. Making land drops is good. We have 4 counterspells now. So let's play out this hard evidence and pass. We're going to crack the landscape and then maybe crack the Omen just to set up. I'll get an island, crack the Omen, double land. I think we are in a position where that's good. Top, play the land, pass. We have 2 blue permanents to sacrifice. And then on the next turn, we could cast the Lorien Revealed. They cast a crossover collaboration. I should have counterspelled it. They've got Seize the Storm and Glimpse. We're going to cast Glimpse. We'll counterspell. So the Seize the Storm is exiled forever. We'll draw a card, finding the mountain. And now I can go land, cast Lorien Revealed, draw 3, and now I have double Abjure plus just counterspell. I have 4 cards in hand. We want to go after their card advantage at this point. They're not doing anything. I don't have anything to cast though. So let's draw. I will plot or foretell this Behold the Multiverse. No tax. I should have played the Cryogen, so let's play the Cryogen. Draw a card. If I find a skred, I'll just pass. Now I can Abjure, sacrificing the Cryogen for a 2-for-1. Play an Archimancer. I'm going to counterspell. Actually, I have the skred, so I should wait. Once I get priority, I'm going to skred their Anarchomancer. They go Burning Curiosity. We're going to skred the Anarchomancer in response. We're going to Abjure, counterspell. I mean, 1-mana counterspells are very good versus Storm, but the opponent just did not draw very well. Okay, we draw a skred, some more removal if they have another cost reducer. Crossover collaboration. Let's counterspell, sacrificing the crab, because the Omen gives me a little bit of value. All right, so I don't think there is a sideboard guide for this, but we want the Hydroblast. Campfire is not going to help. There's a chance that the Relic can give us some time, but Relic doesn't do that much versus their deck. So I think I'm going to cut the Murmuring Mystic and a Relic. Ooh, then I probably need a Campfire, or I just have to be very, very sure that I can land this Murmuring Mystic. All right, I think I'm going very light on win cons, just very, very heavy on interaction. All right, so we start out, we have Lightning Bolt, and we have Breath Weapon coming up. We have Omen of the Sea to put on the table so we can Abjure. This is a keep. They go Crevice. I'll play land, pass the turn. They play a land. We're going to Island Cycle. Grab Island, play Island. Okay, so here, I'm in a bad spot if they Pyroblast my Omen of the Sea. They play a land. Let's try the Omen of the Sea. They don't Pyroblast. I'm going to bottom, and I guess I will... I have too many skreds in my hand. We'll top the Brainstorm, but I'm a little afraid that that's not going to work out for me. Let's pass the turn. I will discard a skred. Okay, opponent, passing. We'll try Brainstorm. We find 2 lands, so we'll put back skred and mountain. We'll play island. Opponent plays a mountain out. They go Reckless Impulse. We're going to counterspell, sacrificing the Omen. They're passing. Let's play land. Try Cryogen Relic. They'll Pyroblast. Oh no, they're going to cast something at instant speed. Crossover collaboration. Okay. So they reveal mountain and a collaboration. They could cast another one here. We have another island. I don't feel very safe. We have their reducers covered with our bolts, so I think I'm just going to go after their draw effects. They played out the mountain. I feel like they're going to go reducer. I wonder if this opponent is doing the thing that I like to do, which is cut on the rituals. Okay, they played the Anarchomancer. I'm going to immediately Lightning Bolt. I cast a Manamorphose. I'm going to Abjure the crossover, sacrificing the Cryogen Relic, finding Breath Weapon. So they've got 2 mana. They could first save class and protect their creature here. I can untap and skred or bolt it. Probably want to use a bolt. They cast Seething Song, so they did keep rituals. They lose their creature. Plays Reckless, finding a Thornscape. They have to sacrifice their land if they want to put the Thornscape on the table. They're simply passing. Okay, I will play land. Going to aggro, go after their creature with the Lightning Bolt. Plays a land. We haven't seen any Pyroblasts from them. Plays out the Thornscape. They're passing. I wonder if Breath Weapon is the right play. Just cast the Breath Weapon because it's the most expensive spell and I only have one thing to clear here. We draw Brainstorm. Let's cast Brainstorm. I'd be happy to put back the Breath Weapon. We find Hard Evidence. So let's put back a Breath Weapon. No. Let's put back a land and a Lorien. Then we can play land, play Hard Evidence. On their end step, we can crack the Clue. Drawing the land, next turn drawing the Lorien. They play Gruul Turf. Okay. Draw. Draw the Lorien. Play a Mountain. We'll try the Lorien Revealed. And they have a Pyroblast. They might not have a Pyroblast. They tapped for red and they've been sitting there for 2 minutes. There we go. Maybe Relic as a cantrip is okay. Plays a Hickory Woodlot. If they ever draw their Seize the Storm, I'm going to be in a bad way. They draw a Counterspell now. Okay, so the Seize the Storm is currently 7/7. We could kill it with the Skred. We draw a Cryogen. Pretty good. Okay, draw a card. And we find a Behold the Multiverse. I will use the Foretell. I'm probably not going to cast it even on their end step unless something crazy happens, but like they have no cards in hand somehow. We're better off just cracking the Relic most likely. The Cryogen. They go Ren's Resolve. I'll Counterspell. Opponent is counting. Cycles of Manamorphose. Blue-red. So they're going to first day of class for the Waterbending. Okay. And then they're going to cast the Waterbending and probably pay the 2 to keep the cards in hand. They choose to discard a Mountain. So I found an Abjure, which means I'm going to rattle off this Behold the Multiverse. They'll have to sacrifice their Sandstone Needle if they want to Pyroblast it. We have Hydroblast and Skred. I will bottom the Skred and top the Hydroblast. Draw 2. Find another Behold. So I have double Counterspell plus a Skred. I think I will Foretell again and send it over. But the Skred is probably just, or you probably just want the Lightning Bolt. I'm just sending it back. Let's cast the Behold. I think if they fight here, I Abjure, because the Abjure draws me a card, then I don't have to crack the Relic on my own. And I still have Hydroblast, which can kill their Seize the Storm token. They'll cast Abjure, sacrificing the Cryogen Relic, finding Omen of the Sea. Now I'm kind of digging for a Murmuring Mystic. That's the second Pyroblast. I don't know how many they're playing. They use a first day of class in response. So maybe they grabbed Abandoned Attachments. They're going to cast the Abandoned Attachments to filter their hand. But they've lost double first day of class. The Seize the Storm tokens are now way out of range. Mystic Fjord. I guess I'm going to bottom and top. Okay, well, let's play an untapped land. Murmuring Mystic. Okay, they had no response. They play a land. Plays out a Goblin Narcomancer. Trying to think through casting a Seize the Storm. It costs 4 mana. You can do it. I'll bolt the Narcomancer. Make a bird. And then I will attempt to Hydroblast. Make another bird. So now they can sacrifice their land. And they can cast it. Again, it will be pretty big. Find Hard Evidence, Volatile Fjord. I'll bottom. I'll top. Cantrips are good. Anything that makes birds is good. Play the Hard Evidence. Let's draw a card. Find Counterspell. I'll play another Hard Evidence. And play a Fjord. And now I get to start attacking. Finally. Their creature would be a 16 power creature. So not easy for me to deal with. Let's draw a card. Another Mystic. Okay, nice. Lead on the Cryogen Relic. Finding a Skred. Play another Mystic out. We'll attack. Opponent's turn. We have 18 power and toughness with our Skreds. I think I'm going to let this Narcomancer resolve. Then I will attempt to counterspell the Seize the Storm. And then they didn't have an effect, so I guess I will Skred your... I don't know that the cost reduction matters, and I'm kind of worried about them having another creature. I can double Skred to kill one of their creatures. I'm just going to Skred the Narcomancer right now so that I can have more tokens. Let's crack this Omen of the Sea. Lorien Landscape. Bottom, top, play the land. We'll get in for a large amount. 10. We'll put them to 2. So Lightning Bolt would have killed them at this moment, I guess. Can't really afford to cast the Breath Weapon. Alright, GG's. We'll see you in round 4. Round 4. We're on the play. I don't think I can keep this hand because I have no way to get to that second land. Unfortunate. Let's mulligan. This was a sweet hand. Okay. I think this is fine to keep. We'll put back... The Murmuring Mystic is like my late game plan. So I don't know if I need it early. I don't know if I need all these lands, but if we draw a Brainstorm, the Perilous Landscape can help out. I'm going to put back the Mystic. I can always shuffle it back. We'll start with a Mountain so I can maybe kill a Quirion or something. I don't know. Mountain, since I have a red spell, basically. I'm going to place Forest. So if this is Spy Walls, they didn't do anything on turn 1. Let's play land and play Cryogen. Finding Counterspell, that's good. They cycle a Generous End. So, worth noting, if they Mass Vandal my Cryogen Relic, it doesn't do anything. Elves of Deep Shadow and a Caretaker. We can just go land and kill the Elves of Deep Shadow. Donk. Pass the turn. We're playing against Spy. Another Caretaker. I will Counterspell. That keeps them off of mana. They only have 1 mana here at this time. Okay, they Sagu. Getting a Forest. They're close to Spy. We find Abjure. Well, let's play out this landscape. Cycles a Troll. They're almost there. They have a Swamp. Mesmeric Fiend. Guess I'm countering. We'll sacrifice the Cryogen Relic. Find a Hard Evidence. No, I'm probably going to cast the Omen of the Sea looking for a removal spell. We cast a Winding Way. That's pretty annoying. Okay, so they found Land Grant, Spy, Battlement. We are going to sacrifice for an island, cast the Omen of the Sea, looking for a counterspell. We'll just bottom both of these. We have a Lightning Bolt. Let's go Brainstorm. Okay, neither Campfire nor Mystic are good. Maybe Mystic is good eventually. Campfire is definitely not helpful. I'm going to put back the land. Put back the Mystic or the land. Mystic isn't doing anything here. Let's get rid of the Mystic. Play Landscape. Get rid of the Caretaker. Sacrifice for, I guess, a Mountain. And then play the Hard Evidence. And then we will let them play their 2 battlements. And on my upkeep, I'm going to sacrifice the Omen. Trying to find a counterspell. 1, 2, 3. Sacrifice. Definitely don't want the Hard Evidence. We'll draw. Finding Cryogen Relic. So I have only 3 1-mana counterspells left. And I'm playing 6 bolts. So I have 1 bolt that I could draw. So let's play the Cryogen Relic and try to find a bolt. Alright, we're dead. That stinks. Alright, the deck creator has recommended we bring in a Relic over the Campfire. That seems like a wise choice. We're on the play. This is a keep. There's some issues. Play the Fjord. I think actually where I lost was they had the Mesfiend and I couldn't do anything about it. Okay, Land Grant. They reveal Mesmeric, Troll, Dread Return, Gatecreeper Vine, Caretaker, Winding Way. So they play a Caretaker out. Next turn. Alright, so we have Hard Evidence. Hard Evidence can help me counterspell the Mesmeric Fiend so that I can counterspell the Winding Way. If they just cast the Winding Way here, okay, they play Elves of Deep Shadow. There's Gatecreeper Vine. Alright, 2 out of the deck. We're looking for a removal spell. They find the Forest. They have all 4 of the lands. Let's Brainstorm. Put back Mystic and land. Draw land. Play Relic of Progenitus. They cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm, giving them the last land. They play this Forest out. They're going to Mesmeric. I will Abjure, sacrificing the Crab. They can now cast the Winding Way, which is a bummer. Okay. I guess maybe I shouldn't have Abjured there. So they put a Dread Return in the graveyard. They find another Mesmeric and Lawless Giant. Definitely, I guess I was having a lot of trouble playing through their spells. I will grab Island, draw, play out the Volatile Fjord, pass. So they're going to be able to Mesmeric me and take one of my counterspells, but I have 2. And then at their end of their turn, I can crack the Clue, and then hopefully find a removal spell for the Mesmeric Fiend. Play out a Forest. They play an Overgrown Battlement. That was from their hand. That was from their hand. Caretaker. So there's 1 unknown. They're getting in for a damage. That is going to be an issue at some point. We draw a Fjord. I'll play Island, I guess. Pass. So they have Mesmeric. I can cast Counterspell. I think I should just cast the Counterspell. Then they're going to hardcast Dread Return. And then I can just counterspell and then crack the relic. Because now the Dread Returns are gone. That seems like a loose play. The relic is just going to be eating both of their Dread Returns. I'll put a Fjord on the table. I guess they can start like hitting me with the spy. They're going to cast the Lala Giant. I'll counterspell that. And then I'll crack the relic. I'm very confused. They've got to lead the Stampede. They seem to know what they're doing more than I do here. Find a spy. I think I'm... Let's see what I draw. I might just have to crack the relic because they've got threats here. Alright, well let's crack this relic. Draw a card. We find a Lorien. They can't Dread Return me anymore. Let's play Lorien Revealed. And then play Hard Evidence. Now I'm going to be aggressively digging for my Murmuring Mystic. They definitely have beaters, so it's not over. But I don't have any actions to take right now. They have 9 mana. 10 mana? 11 mana? I guess they're just going to cast End plus Wildling. They go Spy. Target themselves. They have a 3rd Dread Return. Oh, that was smart. Well played. Well played. They had another Lotless Giant in hand, so they didn't care about the Dread Returns. And then they just spied themselves and gianted me because they had enough mana. Nice. All right, we will see you in round 5. Round 5. Versus Abus D, who likes to play Tron stuff. We'll see how this goes. Don't have anything to do, so I'm going to play a turn 1 Relic. I could just go land, cycle for Island. That's also an option. That's maybe a little bit better. Island, pass. Okay, they play Urza's Mine, Barrels of Blasting Jelly. I will Island cycle and grab an Island. And then play Island and pass. They play a Urza's Power Plant. I don't know if this is like, it appears to be their like Flicker Monster Tron deck. That's kind of sweet. Plays Lembas. I'm going to play Omen of the Sea. Find Counterspell and Omen. So I will top both. Draw, play land, play Relic, pass. Just that the relics fit into my curve there. They've got some mana. They're going to play a Brambleworm. I will Counterspell and then get it out of here. So their Barrels of Blasting Jelly can kill my Murmuring Mystic, which means I don't really want to cast it right now. Let's put this Mountain on the table and pass. When it plays a Canny Trail. I don't have any answers to the barrels in my main deck, which is not great. They draw, gain. I should Relic them. Plays a Mine. Relic you. Play Omen of the Sea. Land and Fjord. I will bottom. I'll top the land. Draw a card. Find Skred. Play this Cryogen Relic out. Find Abjure. I'll pass it over. They might crack the Limbus. I should be aware of that. They're going for a giant Nyxborn Hydra, it looks like. Luckily, I have the Abjure. Counterspell. Sacrifice the Relic. Find Hard Evidence. And I will Relic you. Sacrifice the Cryogen Relic. Doink. I'm going to play the Murmuring Mystic. And then play Hard Evidence. This just gives me a creature. They'll have to use their barrels on it. I have a Skred. I can just like Skred the Mystic in response. Maybe, I don't know. They're just going to kill the Mystic. But at least I have a creature to attack with. Yeah, that happens. Get rid of your barrels. So on my upkeep, I'm going to crack the Omen of the Sea. They draw. Go to 26 life. Plays a land. Plays another Lembas. Okay. They play a Malevolent Rumble, revealing Brambleworm, Hydra, Barrels of Blasting Jelly. So they likely take the Hydra here. That makes sense. Plays an Expedition map. So we're going to crack the Relic and draw a card. Finding a landscape. Now I'm going to upkeep, crack the Omen. Finding a Counterspell and a Bolt. We'll bottom the Bolt. We'll top the Counterspell. Draw. Play this Perilous Landscape out. Attack in for a single damage. They play Conduit Pylons. I'm very lucky that I had these Counterspells here. Oh, they're going to put it on the spawn. Well, luckily I have Counterspell regardless. That would be better against removal spells, but none of my removal spells can deal with their creature anyway. Let's crack this clue and draw a card. Finding a Fjord. Crack the Omen of the Sea. Another Counterspell, so I'll bottom, top the Counterspell. We'll draw it. We will get in with our bird. I don't know how many Hydras my opponent's playing, but it could be up to 4. They play a Fang and Marauder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have enough to kill that. There's a Canny Trail. I'm going to Skred the Marauder. They crack the map in response. That's fine. So much life is gained. Oh no. This is going to be a long one. Oh no, Haunted Fengriff. That's really bad for me. Well, I guess not terrible. Uh, but I'm just going to yield at this point. Haunted Fengriff is going to randomly get back one of their creatures. So it could be the Hydra, it could be the Fangren Marauder. Canny Trail, they're going to scry. They go top, plays the Haunted Fengriff, returns the Nyxborn Hydra. My turn, another land. I'll get in for one. Opponent's turn, they're going to max out Nyxborn Hydra again. And we have the counterspell again. My turn, gonna turn off my upkeep stop. I guess I will play this Fjord out. Attacking for one. I think one of my better draws now is a Brainstorm. 3 fresh cards. I have no response. At this point, they should be going Lembas, Crack Lembas to try to get more in the deck. They play a Fangren Marauder and draw and gain life. A Skred would deal with the Fangren Marauder. Lightning Bolt is not good against their deck here. We have Behold the Multiverse. I'll just cast it. No sense for telling. We have Abjure and Lorien. I will top, draw 2, and then I'll cast the Lorien Revealed. Now I found the Brainstorm and a Cryogen Relic. I think I didn't have to hold my creatures back. I don't know about... Okay, they cracked the Lembas. Just gonna let that happen. I think I only have one relic in the main deck, so I don't have any way to manage their Lembasing anymore. I really don't want the Breath Weapon. I'll get in for 5. I think I'm taking it. I should have just attacked with the bird since I'm taking the 5 here. I don't think I can afford them to have the barrels, so I will counterspell, sacrificing the crab. Because I need to have my Mystic win the game at some point. Oh no, they baited me. Oh, it didn't matter anyway. Fireball. So I didn't think any of those things could be the case. They definitely outplayed me there. We didn't have anything going on. We want the Cast into the Fires. We want the Annuls. I can see Relic coming in. Get rid of Campfire. Get rid of Lightning Bolt. Definitely don't need the Breath Weapon. I feel that the Skred is kind of necessary. So I know that in the other times we were doing things, we were cutting Brainstorms or Beholds, but I think I would rather cut the 2 Brainstorms than cut the Beholds because these are actual card advantage, and this is part hand fixing. So don't know if that makes that much sense, but we're gonna do that. We're on the play. I suppose I'm keeping. So I can go Landscape, fetch red, and then cast into the fire a map. When it mulligans to 5. Those cast into the fire could be pretty big. We need to get a relic or a Mystic going so we can win the game. Play the Landscape, pass the turn. When it plays a tower and a map, I will fetch Mountain, untap, land, and get rid of your map. They play a Mountain, or a Mine, Barrels of Blasting Jelly. We will play Relic, land, pass the turn. 2 mana, they play Lembas, I'm just going to counterspell. They play a Bajuka Bog targeting me. I'll get rid of your Lembas. Let's foretell the Behold the Multiverse. Play the Fjord, play the Relic, pass, and they have the crop rotation. No, Rumble, okay. They find Torch, Fangren Marauder, Barrels, Power Plant. They needed the Power Plant, so they're going to take that. We'll Relic you again. Any Trail. They draw. Plays a Prophetic Prism. Let's cast the Behold. Unfortunately, both of these cards are not helpful at the moment. Going to bottom and bottom. Find Skred Abjure. So neither of those are helpful either. Let's crack, draw a card, finding Counterspell. I guess I'm passing. I'm nervous about, oh, they have Olamog's Crusher. We do have double Skred. All right. I think I'm just going to draw another card. Play land, Skred, and pass. They play Expedition Map. I assume this is to get back the Crusher with the Haunted Fengriff. So I'm not going to counterspell it. I'll counterspell the Fengriff. Or the Crusher. They do get the Haunted Fengriff. They play it. They're going to crack it. Yep, all this is fine. Good to know that they have that card in there. Okay, let's play Hard Evidence. So we have Abjure now. I guess it makes sense to get another island, even though I want to keep the Lorien in my hand. They could have stopped my Abjure by barrelsing my guy, but counterspell, and then we'll draw a card. Finding Cryogen Relic. Play Cryogen. Draw a card. Play. We will foretell the behold. Play a land. Pass. The annul can stop a Nyxborn Hydra. Counterspell has to be used for the Fangren Marauder or the 7/6 creature. Call damage control. I'm going to attempt to counterspell that. That is a really, really, really powerful play for them because the Haunted Fengrith would have been... Oh, no, they have another one? That's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I find skred land, I can take that out. Brutal. I've used 2 skreds. And then they have a call damage control. Bro. Sick. I'm so screwed. I'm super dead. Okay. We'll go Omen of the Sea. We're looking for counters. We find lands. Bottom. Finding Cryogen. Let's cast the Behold the Multiverse. We're going to bottom and bottom. We find an Abjure. This is insane. So I'm going to play the Cryogen Relic, which draws me a card. Play the land, I suppose. They're going to attack. I'll sacrifice double Cryogen Relic and then hope I find a skred. That was completely crazy. Really good addition. Okay. I mean, I'm getting distrominated, but... Okay. Sacrifice. Did not find an Abjure. I mean, a skred. We do have the Abjure. We're going to 8. Opponent. Crusher. We'll sacrifice. They just go Haunted Fengrith, get back to Crusher. Brutal. I need a spell to cast. Draw. We'll play Cryogen Relic out. Draw. Okay, I guess I just go Murmuring Mystic. And then tap down the Crusher. I have a cast in the fire. I don't know if they're going to use the barrels this turn or not. If they do use the barrels, if they cast the Crusher, they can't use the barrels. Okay. And then I can play Mystic and kill Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Murmuring Mystic. We're going to cast in the fire. Exile your barrels. Play land skred on the Crusher. Attacking for 1. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands. This turn I think I just sacrificed 2 lands. No way. No. Okay. GG. I'm out. Good times. All right. So I don't know how we were supposed to beat that. I'm accidentally showing my familiar stack. Let's go ahead and go back to the league. So thank you to MTG Engineer for sponsoring this video and showing off their Izzet Abjure. It was really cool. I thought we were going to 5-0. We went 3-0 and then kind of the wheels fell off. So let me know what you thought about it. I was really happy to have a sideboard guide to move through, and then on a couple of the matchups, I didn't know what to do, right? That's okay. They are very responsive on Discord and on their YouTube if you want to get in touch with them. So thank you again, and I will see everyone in the next video.